start with the video or with the photos? I guess with the photos, it's actually better. So, yeah, the early photos should have a lower number in theory, so let's have a look. I'm searching, of course, now the first day of the holidays. Be honest, is this the first day? It could be, yeah. On the day where we arrived in Austria, and this is where our vacation began before we went to Garmisch. I live, where my parents or my family lives. But yeah, the first week of the vacation was basically Austria. Oh God. Man, I'm talking. Ja. So. Also. We start now in, we drove to Austria, to Ossiach. Now I can show you exactly where that is on Google Maps, so that you have an idea where we went. Also, you drive through Austria, Innsbruck, into the east, yeah, and then you drive at some point to the south here, and near Italy, Slovenia, Austria, at this triple point, there is a bigger city called Villach, and here are then two lakes, but basically right at Villach is the Ossiach Lake, and here's Ossiach, and this is where we've been. Yeah, so what are the things here on the map that you should look out for where we've been? We've been at this mountain here in 2 different days. Did the ship travel over the lake? We went to this lake. There is also this thing here, Pyramidenkogel. You see here the picture. It is basically a huge tower with a platform on top, so that you have a nice overview over this lake. Then we were in the city, in Villach, where the Drau river goes through. And then west of this city, we have here a bit of a higher mountain, where you have a nice overview over the city and towards the lake. But you also have an overview to here, to this Triplice Confine. Naja. And you see it's very, very steep there. You can even see it on the maps here. You will realize, yeah, on some photos this is actually the case. This is like a panorama street here, and you see it's very close to these cliffs. So you can here have an overview or a view towards this tree point between the 3 countries, but you can also continue with the street to here, and then you have this nice overview into this direction. This is basically what we did, and then on the travel back to home, we also went up a bigger mountain with our cart. We had like a cart that costs quite a lot, but then you have a lot of things for free, and you don't have to pay, you don't have to stand in a queue anymore. And we used that, of course, and it was paying off already after 2 or 3 days. So this is where we've been. And now to the first photos. So this is the mountain next to our lake. And on the first day it was quite cloudy, as you can tell. Actually, I think I was putting this onto the other monitor, so I can just open the next one. Then people do this with these stones. I did now, of course, multiple photos with different angles. No? This is towards Villach, towards the city. Then we have, also I try to go a bit quicker through them. Yeah, you have here a big grass part where people start flying with their parachutes, with paraglider or tandem, which is, by the way, a birthday present to me. That I can do that, and my parents would pay. The thing is, my sister also got that present once, and she did it. Yeah, quite interesting. I'm a bit afraid because I don't like if I don't have the full control myself, if I have to trust that other person to have everything under control, because when something goes wrong in the air, I would be clueless what to do. But yeah, it is of course something that would be cool to do, and if I find a way to use my GoPro while being in that flight, whenever I do it, that would be something. If I extract, I could use them. Yeah. Okay, so I have to extract and only then it works. Interesting. Yeah, maybe I do that then for the next folder. So here, again into this direction, but here you can nicely see the river, the Drau, in the background. Now again with some stones in front. Now a bit further to the left, you cannot really see the lake at the moment because it goes very steep down there. This is a part close where the Sessel lift, Seilbahn, Gondel, what's the English word? The lift, just the lift goes to, you see here. We were now on this first day hiking down this mountain to the middle station of the lift. We already did a big part, now we were on the last grass section through here. Nora, my sister. And this is what we went down. Here also always people with parachutes in the air, in the sky. I also try to make shots when there were some. Here you see one again on the left side. So there has been a very nice like mountain go-kart track. In Austria there were some places where I did that, where you have a kart without acceleration. The acceleration comes only from the downhill. The only thing you can do with that kart is steering and braking, and they at some point had a slalom in this downhill where you could take very nice lines and could overtake other people. But for some reason they removed it and replaced it by something where you sit in a little circled boat and slide down like one line. I don't know why, but I liked of course the carts more. Here in the back you have for bikers some mountain bike routes. Then we have here the view out of the lift when in the moment when you see the lake. And when we were then on the station where we waited for the ship to come, a lot of fishes were actually very close to the coastlines always. So made photo from this. You can also do some water skiing behind the boat. So here you see now a bit more of the lake. Yeah, I think the color looks now more bad than it actually is. Like it is a bathing lake. Alright, so these were those first photos. And now we come to the videos. We start on the mountain again. So you see people starting with their tandems. And this was the overview. So the first day was very cloudy, as you can tell. It wasn't the nicest weather, but it was also not too bad. Like in the parts before, it was raining a lot. I remember it got then gradually better during the week. So I wanted to, of course, film a start from one of these tandem Like, how do you say in English? Tandem is probably correct, but I like paragliding more. I don't know for sure if it's actually the exact same or not. So, another video. Here. So this is, I would be that woman. I would basically do something with someone together. With a professional, hopefully professional. Yeah, I think it was called tandem in my case, but I'm not sure if tandem and paragliding is the same. Alright. Okay. Yeah, this is again the downhill road. You saw it earlier, no? From the pictures, there were also then people behind. A bit earlier up there were some cows that we had to sneak through. So now, again, this section, you can see, you know, with what I replaced it, maybe you can see, but yeah, this go-kart track that started here at this house. So all this downhill you could have done, and yeah, sadly not anymore. So here you see now the view. Basically the start to go up this mountain is basically at the edge of the lake here, and then here is the big city. Now, here also important, this part here is the start of this mountain range next to the lake, and here's a castle, and this is something we did also early on, like on the next day. So, at every spot where I took out my GoPro, I made photos and videos. Into different directions. Of course, a bit annoying that these glasses here are looking like this, so you don't have the best quality through them. Then I tried to open the window and hold the camera out without seeing what the camera sees. I just wanted to check that out. Yeah, nothing too special. And here, the fishes. So you can see the weather is much better now, and it was also very hot. Whenever it got sunny, it was very, very hot. Alright, so these are the first photos and videos. So let's extract this time. Let's see if it works. Yeah, water skiing, exactly. Okay. So, and you say I have now suddenly the possibility to move right and left? Oh, here on the... But was that really not the case earlier? Gonna have to recheck. Because that is hidden. No, I didn't know that there's something here. Okay, so this is later on the ship. You can see how calm the lake is, not barely any waves. Now we go further here, and you can see one of the small villages on the lake where the boat is making a stop. Yeah, question mark, why does this come up now? Why are we suddenly on the mountain again? Okay, so that means these are first. That means that those photos and videos are first. So that was the morning, when we went on the morning over the lake. Okay, then I know now in which order I have to look through these folders. So we are now a bit earlier than earlier. Yeah, you can see an interesting cloud formation pointing directly down into the city. This was the other direction. There was also a little platform where you stood higher, so you could even see a bit of the lake here. You can theoretically also nicely see the other lake. You can look over the mountain range there, but sadly this cloud was on this day in the way. Yeah. And here they explain how these mountains are called on that signage. And yeah, then we go into these first 4 videos again. So yeah, this is basically where the lift ends. Now you have this very big, almost flat part. There where it starts to go a little bit downhill, there's where they start with these paragliding. And here is this platform that I was talking about at the end of this house. Exactly. So now we're close to this platform. And I wanted to make, of course, some video from there. There were also moments where it rained, where we went under this platform to stay dry. There's also this cool lake here, or 2 of them that are shaped like a U. Alright, yeah, here you basically see all the directions in this one video. But that was not the greatest day. We were then a second time on the mountain where it was not that cloudy. So where you could see a bit more. Then I made more photos and videos for that. Alright, so one last video and then this is it already for this day. Again, such a panoramic view from the left to the right. And there the paragliding. Alright, so these are all the photos and videos of the first day. And now I go to the next one. So the question is really when I start. Yeah, no. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, yeah. So we start with this folder. First of all, I don't extract. Let's check out. So now I told you about the mountain and the castle. This is now the moment where we are on that castle. And the castle is next to us. Next to that castle, however, is like a park where these apes are living, these chimpanzees. Yeah. So they have basically a full area, and visitors can in groups then walk on these ways through this park. And it is very interesting, like they're quite funny, these apes. Also, I wanted to check. No, actually, without extracting I don't have. But here it doesn't matter because only 3 photos, so it doesn't matter. You see her giving some meal. So she said that only like these apes, they have in their group a leader, yeah, and only the leader gets something to eat. In theory, yeah, if he is close by, he would not allow any other ape to just get the stuff from the lady. No, he wants it. But of course, she tries sometimes to make him a bit unfocused and then gives other apes. Other apes are also like, they try everything they can to get something to eat. Yeah, they also steal it from others. Also, like, steal it even from the guy, from the leader, when he's not looking. That's really funny. Like, they are like little childs, you can say. yeah, this was the whole group here. So our group here, you see some on the tree. And yeah, I have also some videos already. Here we go. So here she explained everything, but I can explain for you. Don't look them into the eyes, don't touch them, don't touch the fences because the apes are just peeing against them. Don't feed them, don't drink or eat yourself something, also don't have something in your hands, because when you have something in your hands they might jump to you and try to steal it from you. Yeah, so don't have anything. Also in your pockets, no, don't have anything in your pockets or in the side of your backpack that the apes can get. They are very curious what it is and want to grab it. So no, we had to make sure that our backpacks have nothing on the side, they are just closed, and we also have nothing in our hands. Despite now my GoPro that I had in my hand, but I still had very close to my body, and this was still fine, but you shouldn't have something like something to eat, or yeah, you're also not allowed, of course, in this forest to smoke. When you were there with your child in such a buggy, then you had to make sure that there's also not too much stuff down there, because the apes would just steal it. No? So no, this is basically, I don't know what this is, but yeah, she explained this in here. Yeah, I also forgot what that is. So this was the first part where we were standing then and where she explained stuff. There were several parts where we were standing as a group, and then we walked further to the next one. So here she has food for the apes.
Fuck.
Yeah, and he's always... Every time he wants more to eat, no, he's like boxing her a little bit on the legs. Every time. But yeah, it's actually called Affenberg. An der Burg Landskron. Yeah. So, now the next folder I will extract beforehand.
Fuck.
Upsala. Went a bit early into it. quite a lot. Quite a lot to extract. Alright. So. Yeah, now we're in there. Starting again with the photos. So here you can see multiple sitting on the tree. And here basically in a line, here another one on the tree. Maybe I can actually make the music on the background just slightly. So here you see him again trying to get more to eat. And I think that this here was such an example where this one was stealing some food that was lying around when the other didn't look. And here we came to an interesting section where they had to be clever in order to get their food. So she was putting food into a certain spot, which was in this machine here on the left side. And the apes had to find a way to get the foods to the exit. There were also more machines, no? And some are able to get that. The leader wasn't, no? But the others were, so they were allowed then to try and get the foods like this for themselves. Then there was a bit of a water pool, and you see them climbing over this, and also here's a rope where they can also climb. Here you see one of them on the rope, one of them right next to me. And this is the castle then, but more of that comes in my next folder. The thing is, when I download, I can only download maximum 25 files. And that means that when there was more to download from a single day, I have then multiple folders from the day. Now we go to the videos. Some of them are just very short, some are longer. This is also short. Here you see them running a little bit. I also had to look at that one. So now we are walking towards these things. The other one coming back. So it took a little bit. here I missed it, I guess. He has already something. Like long time nothing happened and then suddenly he made it and I couldn't film anymore. Hahaha. Yeah, so as she says that the middle thing is the most difficult riddle and only 8 of all the apes there are able to solve it. And she, Sarah, is one of them that can solve it, but she is confused because it's broken. Something was broken with this machine, so now the apple is on this one, in this machine. So, look what she has to do. You let a certain like weight fall down on this ramp, and then the ramp is like a catapult and puts the apple in front. But also this thing was a little bit broken because you see the ramp is already far up. Like at that point when the ape is basically lifting the weight, I think that the idea is that this was going up here a little bit so that you have like a bit of a catapult, but at the moment there's nothing happening. Later it will work though. Later it will work. Because here there's just not enough force, no? The ape tries it again and again, but it cannot work. The apple cannot come far enough. So now she went here, and now you see how it's different. Now you see that it works. And it was pretty hot on that day already. Oh, even swimming. Yeah, actually monkey sounds much better than when I say ape. I mean ape is there a difference between ape and monkey? Yeah, okay. The thing is, I would have translated both words into the same word in German. Like for me, it is just Affe. I would have translated ape to Affe and I would have translated monkey to Affe. Alright, so and here is the castle. And this is the view then towards Villach, towards the city. Alright, and now we are already at the last photo of this day. That went quick. And that one is basically all from the castle now. So you see this nice picture here. I think that's a good picture. Then towards Villach. The next, another picture in that same direction, but without that little table here in the way, but a bit darker. So here the castle and where we walked. Then this is a bit around the edge already, so the city is to the left of us. Now we are looking here and the lake is to the right. This is the mountain where we've been on the day before. Now you see the mountain and the lift upwards here. This is the end of the lake. Looking again into this direction, but this time with the angle to the left a little bit. Now to the right. You see all the cars parking that want to go up here. So now in this castle there is also something special with certain birds where I don't know the English word, but you see the bird, it's very known. Also Adler in German. They are flying there. They have some specific things here, like a show. They can watch something. So we didn't do that. It's like in the evening and it was colliding with something else, but it's also worth to watch, I guess. I have to do it next time if we're ever there again. This is now the center of the castle, basically. You can eat here everywhere. So this is the Käfig, It is not cake and it is not case. Cage. Yeah, cage. why did I search for cage? Yeah, so where they are inside. Let's go next. So here I was standing right next to it, like I made a photo through the metal fence. You can see here the part of the metal fence, and here you see some of them inside. And then we went into Villach as well, where the river Trauer is going through. And this here is the part where this show is happening that you will see then later on. We are standing on a bridge right now, and I watched the show from this side of the river. This is like a laser water show. These things, however, are just spraying water, also in the middle of the day sometimes. This is the bridge that I was standing on. Looks very colorful. Also the city then here. Many different colors on the houses. The other direction of the bridge. And yeah, this is then inside, and you see all these umbrellas, and you will also see later how that looks at night. So very beautiful. Again, looking towards the bridge. and towards the inner city. These are all the photos of the day. Now we come to the last remaining videos. Starting with... I'm not sure, it was decorated at that moment like this. I'm not sure if that's always the case. So here I was on the castle and then looking through such a castle window towards the village. Hello CNW, thank you for the sub. And again making this typical left to right circled view, no? Into all the directions from where I was standing. I do that very often, just to have basically from one moment, from one spot, everything captured what you usually see with your eyes, no? You see the castle, then here the lake, then here what we have made multiple photos towards, no? Then we have this section. Now with video and with sound. And afterwards, this here seems to be then in Villach. And I went onto this bridge. We have an overview of that. And the last video. Eagle. Yeah, of course, Eagle. But yeah. And here the inner city. Those were all of them. And this was day 1. Now, day 2 it was. We had already day 1. Now we go into day 3. And here we traveled by car a little bit to a mountain that we climbed up. Climbed, that we hiked up from the station of the lift. Hello. I saw Virtual was doing, or is maybe still doing, the campaign. So the first folder goes very quick, there are only 3 files. We have here the start of the lift. This is also the river, but we are now like a valley further, also quite a bit away from Villach. There's also another big lake close by, as I can show. Here's Villach, here are our lakes. And into this direction you have this lake. We were actually this time not going to the lake directly, but we were certainly close by. Where have we been exactly? Were we going here to a mountain or here? Also I cannot even tell where we exactly were. If it was this Kolpnitz or if it was something here. Vasnik maybe. I'm not completely sure now with this. Kreuzsegbahn, Bergstation. Doesn't matter too much now, but we went into this direction. So. And this is Austria, yeah. Close to Italy and Slovenia border, very close to it. And this is a bit further up. So these are all the photos from this folder. Now comes the next one. This one will then have 25 files. So now it goes up onto the mountain. We start again with Uppsala. No, also movie. So here, photo. Again from the lift. Again the lift. Again the lift. So now we're on top. And the funny thing is, here you can see already that above us there was a higher, that there was a cloud sitting on the mountainside. Yeah, So this was the last picture that I could have done. Right after this picture, it just went gray. We were in the middle of a cloud, and we of course had no idea how it will look like when we are on top. Is everything in the cloud or not? Well, it looks like this at top. We are above the cloud, just above, and we are in the full sun. But this looks also epic here. Yeah, so this is where the lift ends. You can see how it basically just immediately vanishes in the cloud. So here are also some fun parks, also this gliding thing, they have it also here. And yeah, the women of my family, they went in the very easy way but long way, and my father and myself, we went the very steep way up. So you see, in a short amount of distance we already got quite some height over this lift station and the lake, and yeah, you see everything. So now we are already pretty far up, so the woman basically took these ways here, zigzag, while my father and myself, we went pretty much straight up. And now we are on top. And this is the other lake that I was talking about. So now you have like an idea where this mountain might be. This is the other lake, Milchstädter Lake. And this is another angle to view down, mountains, hills over mountains and hills. Here again towards the lake. And here with the top of the mountain on the side of the picture. And another try for a good photo. Like the thing is that in all these photos, it changed where there was sunlight and where there was shadow on the surface. Yeah, and that makes the photos very different. Some of them look nicer when the light is at the right spot and the shadow is at the right spot. Can create nice colors. So all these photos that I do into the same direction, they have a difference because of the weather. It was not full sunny, there were some clouds here and there. And yeah, this is now a bit further to the left. This is where we came from, where the lift ends, in the bottom here. Yeah, and this is the valley after the Milchstädter Lake, how it continues. And into this direction there come then the really big mountains of Austria. Here we have certain cows that we also went to. And look at this cow. And the song comes. Yeah, so I know some videos. Yeah, every time you are further up, you have another nice view. So now look, I turn around and you see that you don't see much. So we didn't know where we go to. Like literally, the first trees to the downhill are already in the cloud. Yeah, this is then further up again. So, then on the top of the mountain. Nah, did you read? How's this mountain called? Yeah, once again, turning around here. I mean, with this, we should get where we are, right? We should. We see the lake, and we see the mountain range before the lake. Or are we just at this here? No. I mean, we see the lake, we see a mountain range, and then we see here a city. So this must be then Spital. Yeah. So see also like a roundabout look like. Yeah, it must be then in this direction here. So here was not the sign. Those. Does it show it for any of these by any chance? There is a mountain. Maybe I can check here. Does it say something? No. Maybe like this. Ah, naja. So this is around 1900 meters, if I saw that correct. And where we've just been, which might be something in this direction here, is around 2100. And yeah, I would think we've been here, look. Schweig, Goldeck-Bergbahnen. This is the curvature of the river that you could see when you go with this. We ended up here and then we went up to this mountain. Then we see the lake here. Exactly. In theory, in the other direction, where I also looked, I should also see maybe a lake, but it's probably too much hidden. So, that's it. Almost. There's more to extract. The last folder of this day. It was extremely hot on that day, especially when we came down again. So we basically hiked down again, start of the lift to go downhill, and I made a photo out of the lift. Here to the right you can see the river and there the lake. And horses. And yeah, now we are somewhere else. Now we are where I said earlier, here's Villach. And here is this panorama street up to this part. Here you have a nice view to here, but also to the mountains here at the border to Italy and Slovenia. So basically in the evening of the day we traveled up this road. And there were horses. And my sister loves horses. There are also a bunch of horse apples. Yeah, and you see how extremely muddy this horse here is. My sister was also muddy then. You can see why. So now we went to the part where you can really look far. So you see here the village, and then there's the lake right ahead. But you see also it's a bit, yeah, dusty, misty in the background. This is the other direction, it goes even further up. And then we have here the mountain range onto this direction. We come to this part another time in the evening, because this road is actually, you can pass it for free in the evening when the sun sets. And that is the best moment to do that, because when the sun sets, these mountains here become very purple reddish. And we had a very nice sunset in the end of the vacation here, and you will see how this spot looks like in the evening. It's very, very beautiful. But you need to stay here for a while until we are there. Alright. Those are the photos. Now the videos. Here again the video starting off with a lift. Go a bit further. Yep. Now looking downwards. Now we arrived at the horses. Seemingly my sister was not the only one that loves horses. More horses are... no, wait. And the top. And all these horses were suddenly gone. When we were here, the whole package of horses from one moment to the next was gone altogether. The road is also nice for bikers to go up and down. And along this road there are also other places where you can stop to have a view over the village or to the mountain range. Alright. my folders here on the other monitor. Now, this is it with this day. So it's now the third day. And on the next day, what did we do there? I think was it this? Yeah, on the next day my sister had birthday. And now you get to see some very beautiful photos and videos. Because we went onto this panorama tower at that other lake. And you will see even more interesting stuff afterwards. Yeah, also for a long time we were thinking, what do we do on her birthday, and the thing is, the weather was not so good into the one direction, but it was for the longest time good at that lake, so we choose that lake. We start again with the photos. So here we are arriving at that tower. It's pretty tall, surely almost 200 meters or something. And you have then like spiral staircase up the thing. The funny thing is that there is also a slide, a spiral slide in the middle of the tower to get down, which we did. So, you will see later in the videos. A bit closer to the tower. Here you can see the slide. And here the staircase. It's not really a very nice photo otherwise. And yeah, now a little bit up. Made already a photo out. Yeah, you can see the lake here. But it will get higher. Now this is the other direction. There's a small playground next to the tower. So now I'm already a bit more higher. You can see the whole lake here, and you can see the nice weather that we had at that spot. But again, very hot. And here into this direction. And I like this color here next to the islands and the coasts. And here the other direction. In this part, the shower and thunderstorm activity started quite early. That's why we went into this direction. So here you can already see small islands, then these really nice colors, and yeah, but this is not fully up yet. I can tell, pretty sure. Or is it? I mean, there were multiple levels where you could make photos from. And here I yeah, make photos then around the clock. But maybe we are actually at a full height already. I might have not downloaded the ones that were not full height. Yeah, so I'm basically going now in one direction with the photos. Let's see if this one, no. So this one is of course the most beautiful one, but yeah, here at the end of this lake you can see another big city, Klagenfurt. This is the city down there, then you have the lake. Here I looked into the other direction of the lake. Now I look further to the left in this picture. Yeah, here's also something with water that I look at now. Here on the way to this tower you see all these little hills, this nice green grass here and there, some buildings. And here again towards the lake, so this is really beautiful. Here the end of the lake and this lake together. Yeah, so those are the photos from my first folder. And now the thing is, you could not only slide down, you could also use this to get down from the tower. Also this was an option, then you are immediately ending up here on the outside. Look at that. This was also doable. So this is the way up. many steps. I think it was over 400. Also nice, this little peninsula with a church directly at the end of the peninsula. Also really cool. Yeah, try to walk around. When there were people then on the fence, then I put the my arm very high up and the GoPro over their heads, kinda. Also GoPro was over myself, but it should look over their heads as good as possible. And this was then one lap completed. Truly a new world record. So now I was standing just at one spot and made again the right to left movement over the whole lake. But I think at this point you already know how the lake looks like. And this is now the other side, where I also made a right to left. And this is down. This is something that I of course didn't see. I didn't go that far with my head. It was not just for us here with a GoPro. Okay. Now, however, comes the real interesting stuff. The slide down. So. Yeah, so as I said, the slide down is happening and more stuff, because after that we also went to Klagenfurt because my sister found out that there is a store, a new just opened store with gluten-free cakes, and next to that there was the jump dome. I think yeah, we see it here already. I had to scroll out to see it, and if I scroll in, I don't see it anymore written. What the fuck? I scroll out and then I find it. Yeah, like it was. This was the exact moment where you don't see it, and here you see it again. Jump dome. Yeah, what is this? Trampoline jumping. And me and my sister did that. Alright. We move on with the next photos, but that are not many. We have mainly videos now. So this is another nice photo from above, and it's slightly more to the right looking. So now you can already see a picture from myself and from my sister. There are also times apparently I was a bit slow. I don't know how you would go faster. You are basically on such a... also I guess that they are not getting super fast and that more weight is actually slowing you down, I would just think. Otherwise, I of course try to hold my GoPro all the time so that I have a video of that slide. And yeah, we will soon reach it. Have 5 more photos. Upsala. We just click here. Here we see the tower. Now we are on the coast of the lake. For a moment we've been there, but very hot. And we also knew that also here thunderstorms will appear in the afternoon. But at this point it was still fine. And yeah, here were also a lot of these fishes. And these are all the photos. Now we come to the videos. So first of all, I have another video showing here the mountain range and how they are called. Yeah. Now the next one is again the lake. Yeah, didn't have that yet. And the next one, however, is the slide. Now what you have to know, yeah, at the beginning, when we went to the tower, there was this question if we buy just one ticket for a slide down, or if we buy, oh, what was it? I think 7 tickets. Also you could 7 times slide down for the price of 5. And we were actually thinking about the 7 things. Luckily we didn't do it. Now I didn't do a picture of that, it seems, but there was a queue in order to slide down, and we had to wait a full hour. It took us a full hour to finally be the first one to then be allowed to slide down. It took us a full hour, such a long queue we had. And that was crazy. Also if you had 7 tickets, yeah, good luck, ne? You will never be able to do them. So, now we come. So I was also thinking all the time, how do I do that with a GoPro? Because you should actually put yourself onto this thing and use both your hands to yeah, so you should use both hands to grab there something. And of course in my one hand I had the GoPro, so I was not sure how it works. I hope that he just allows me to do it, of course, no? And yeah, I was a bit yucky in the beginning before sliding down, but we will come to it. So this goes very steep, of course, as well. Ach so, ja, hat from the beginning on he spoke English, which I was completely confused. Why does he? I thought that was some weird Austrian dialect or something. But it seems like he directly said hands. I was so confused, and this is why it was a bit yuck, because I was already having the camera and these things here in my hand. I was ready. But what he wanted is that here on the left and right side there was a metal thing with that you could move a little bit forward yourself. No, I was not enough on the edge to slide down. So he actually wanted me to do that myself, and the thing is I couldn't really grab the metal thing as I had the GoPro in my hand, and this is why this is a little bit yucky in this moment. I had to put the GoPro down. There's one long left turn. Alright. Now on the lake. Oh, now you see how in this direction I said, ne, there will be first the thunderstorms. There were already huge clouds now. So now it becomes very dank. I was jumping with my sister and my father took the GoPro and made videos. I'm here in full black. I shouldn't have said it. I shouldn't have said it. No, you guys missed that. Guys. Yeah, it was the first time that I did that. So I had to figure out first, also these diagonal ones, how that is. Yeah. Sure if my sister's doing something special. Now I come there, blah blah blah. Okay. There was also some more like Ninja Warrior style parkour there. I tried some of those. Here is something where you can just make a flip into, you will always have a soft landing. There was also another hall besides this, and we also switched at some point. Yeah, jumping from one trampoline to the next is what these girls were trying. It was also like one of the challenges. Yeah, you can see me there, I think. Am I this? Am this I? Na, guck mal, er stellt sich gar nicht so blöd an. Danke, Papa. I mean, I see that also for the first time, but he's talking into the camera here. I'm watching Ninja Warrior very consistently. But I guess I need the last name. Maybe I know him then, because I watched it. Yeah, you can still see me in the background. Yeah, my father couldn't come closer, that's why it's quite far away here. So now, there was also in the edge of this one hall, first of all, so 2 long trampolines where you could get some speed, and then there was a basketball thing. So you could try to get a very high jump in order to get the ball in the dunk. Lukas Kern. It's not completely unfamiliar, but I cannot directly say. Nah, I'm not sure. How far did he get? The thing is, it was not really possible for me to jump really that high. Also, even if I tried to get really much, didn't really work. Yeah, it didn't really go higher than that. And I can jump very strongly, like very high and far. It was, at least earlier, it was the case. Also earlier, I have very good jumping force, but here I didn't know if that was even possible with this trampoline. Maybe it was just not doable, I don't know. But I didn't really get higher. You see, my sister's basically not getting up at all when she's trying to jump. So I was quite far up in comparison. Ah, I was tight. What did my sister do? And up! Na, up! Ah! Yeah, we counted, right? So this is also something, there is something in the way on top and something in the way at the bottom. Now I am maybe a bit too big. Also kids have it easy, they just jump as high as they can and they jump over this and no problem, but I can of course hit my forehead. So I have to figure out if I find a way to jump over this. Ideally of course without touching. At the moment I'm still touching it. Save Meister. But now I made it. Yay! What a random video, man. So. And now trying to go from one to the next. But here I realized they are pretty far. This is the long side, this is tough. But here you can jump over the short side. And this is then more doable, I do that later. But you can do this with always like 2 jumps on one trampoline. Here you see the other one going from one to the next. But this is more doable there. Of course, when you one time get the wrong momentum too much forwards or so, then you would land on the wrong spot. No. Okay. Next one. So here were some huge ones, and my sister tried out this technique where you land on your paw and then back up. So, and now there are two things. My sister is still doing this, and I tried this line of trampolines in the background. She was wearing it all the time. She had something there. And do I make it? Nice. Now I try again. And here we go. Bam! 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 Nice. And here it goes again. Oh, Nico! I guess that's the GG. I saw that you were already very close to first. I checked it already, and now a full 10th. Nice one. And this puts you to first again. It's such a tight fight. Does it still have to update? I bet it still has to update, right? But Maniac also got some records. Ah, first by 2000s, and then by the other 98,000s. Okay. Nice, nice. So, now, I don't know. Ach so, I'm in the back there. It's like a staircase with trampolines upwards and then again downwards. But yeah, this is really far behind. I mean, there comes one more. Okay, wait. Ah yeah, here, my father says it. She did 30 of those. And... nice picture. And I realized that this is quite easy. I made it then a bit more difficult by not using hands. Also always getting up without using hands. Or multiple on the S. Now it's without hands or arms. But yeah, at this point we did that already for far over an hour. It was quite tough at this point. Alright, and that's it. That is it with this day. But there are more days. Alright, so now we move on to another day where we again went by ship. This time a much sunnier day. So again, some photos out from the ship on our lake. There was only this little bit of cloud layer here next to the mountain. Otherwise blue sky. Oh, thanks. There are some more very nice pictures from the mountain tops. For example, here. So you see, basically, we had basically this place already, but this time around there is not everywhere a cloud here in the way. So you can see the other lake, for example, in the back. You can also really nicely see again this shadow light contrast here, and the clouds that we saw on the bottom, how they are here on the mountainside basically. And looking a bit further right, it looks like this, and then the tornado. I mean, I found it interesting. Wouldn't you say as well? This cloud here, shaped like that, and then like this. You could really think exactly over the city. You could really think. So, and then we were hiking again downwards on the mountain, but on the other side. Where we had also a goal where we could eat and drink and stuff. There's one of these Almhütten, also one of these houses where you can, like, small restaurant basically. And there were also cows coming. That was something, you will see it in the videos. So at some point suddenly, the full group of cows was running down the hill. There were no cows before, but then suddenly they were all running down the hill. And we're all waiting for something. Then they were standing next by next and making also certain sounds. Those are the photos from the first folder, and now the videos. First of all, again, a video here from the lake. Yeah, it was food. How did you know that? Second one is also from here with the train. This is the extra information I wanted to have in the video, so I started it. There's this hotel at the end of the lake. You can see it from everywhere. Also interesting, we just passed the tiniest part of the lake, the one where it's very thin, and right after the tiniest part comes the largest part. How can that be? I mean, check out the lake here. We were going with the ship from Ossiach or Ossiach to here, yeah, and this is the tightest section of the lake between here and here. Yeah, so this is exactly the part that you can see right there. And right after the tiniest comes really the largest, where it is here going until there. Yeah, so you have literally the thinnest and the widest part literally next to each other in this lake. Just a small fun fact. So. So here we were wondering what else you could hike there on the side of the mountains, because it was again a very hot day, and being then all the way in the sun, here there would have been maybe a forest way or something, but we decided against it. Instead we went up here again. So my family, they wanted to go up with a lift and directly start hiking, But I wanted to go back here and with this new weather compared to the first day, with a better weather, making some more photos and videos, and I had to really hurry with them. So here I hope that someone will start while I am there. And there it goes. Yeah, now comes the next part. The tornado, and they actually fly towards it? No. Yeah, but as sunny as it was when we were driving with the ship on over the lake, as sunny as it felt there, you see here it's quite gray and cloudy still. So this is now part of the hiking and we just arrived. Yeah, now you have to turn your head or your monitor. Can I turn? So this is the part, the place where we wanted to eat. This is what you hike for, this beautiful place here. And this is what I said with the cows. You can see how they all suddenly come, and they come very fast. The funny thing is, our dad just went onto the toilet and he didn't see anything of this. When he came back, suddenly there were thousands of cows. Not thousands, but suddenly all these cows were there. There was literally not a single cow when he went to toilet. And he was just 2 or 3 minutes away. Yeah, now they just arrived. And this cow actually made a lot of noise. So, this is the first folder. Now comes the rest of the hike. So we basically hiked down the wrong side of the mountain, but then we went along the mountain back to the lift. Like I'm basically on one height. Oh no, wait. We actually hiked up again. No, we went down and then we actually hiked up again to the top of the lift. So this is again the place where we were eating, and all the cows are literally now standing in one row. And we just left the place. And we, on the way, we came to this small, yeah, not really a village, but a small part where there are some houses. And then we were back up again. Much different weather now. So I made again a few photos. Now the sun shines from a different spot, of course, as well. And this is then the lift downwards. This is how it looks. Then there was a part through the trees where cows were under us. And at this point, it's like this lift multiple times stopped. And that was here very nice because I could make some really sharp photos when it stopped. No, it was not moving, so it was not. It was a much better photo then. Yeah, further down. Now we are on the boat again. A different boat than the other one. And yeah, you see in the background some nice cloud formation again. We were also sometimes bathing in that lake, but obviously have no GoPro footage from that. But that was also something we did on the different days. So now follows this here. This boy just gives them the food and they all want it. Also when he puts it onto their heads, I could see another cow eating from another cow's head. Naja. Alright. So you've seen that section on the photo already. And now it goes up onto the mountain again shortly. Now you see also nicely the other lake. And there is the tower, the panorama tower on this mountain. That's of course now difficult to see in this quality. But of course I had to do photos and videos again from this place, because now we had no clouds in the way. Now it was actually perfect. He was about to run again, or he was ready to run again. As I said, the lift multiple times stopped, and that was quite annoying because we then checked when we were sitting in the lift when the ship is going away, and we realized, oh, we can barely make it if we are fast, and if we don't make it, then we lose a full hour that we just wait, and this would be shit, of course. And every time this lift stopped, it made it more unlikely that we reached the ship, but yeah, in the end we still made it. Like, my family is extremely like pressurizing this always. Like, they when something is close in time, they absolutely don't like that. They always want to be already 10 minutes or 15 minutes early. And if that's not the case, if they are not that much early, then they kind of are super pessimistic that they won't get it and so on. And I'm like the completely opposite. I'm always going like last second, and it's fine. You hear it, if you understand German. That's like my sister and myself, we are the complete opposite extremes in this case. Okay, last video of the day. So we have 2 more days. With a lot of interesting footage as well, both of these days. Alright, so, yeah, both days are now very good. Hope you're still there. We start with the last day that we've been there, and then the other day is the day where we drove back at home, but where we stopped at a certain mountain. So here, on that last day there, next to our city where we were living, there was in the forest such a climbing park, no? The typical thing that you have here and there, where you have then some obstacles and you have to get from tree to tree and so on. That's not what we did, there was more to it. You could also just walk in a circle basically, and there were then for kids different things you will see, like explanations to certain animals and so on. But there was also more, you can barely see it here, so in the top, something where, naja, you will see. This is where we went to. Upsala, don't need. So here see people on the trees, but that was over expensive. We wanted to do it, and then we told ourselves, no, we won't do it. Like, this was way too expensive. But it's a big area still. Here, nice with the sun reflection. Here, that directly reminded me of Squid Game. Yeah, here in the shadow it was also that nice from the temperatures. No? Here you can already see a bit more of what is up to come. Yeah, there are also lots of videos from. So, count the rings. Well... This one looks interesting. So this is basically a huge like network so multiple slides, multiple like big areas where you can basically walk through in between the trees, but in a certain height. But more of that comes up. So first of all, again videos, but with these videos I will go now a bit quicker here. So you see the trees are have an explanation. What kind of tree is that? And also there, this is basically the start where we went in. The next thing, one look around. It's pretty huge. Also nice angle up there. Safe, Uli, you're safely the correct answer. Yeah. You should rebuild that. But with which car do we drive? Yeah, here for small kids there's a small like climbing thing. Okay, don't turn around into this direction. Maybe next video. No, it's already a bit further. I just realized. Hello, fine, I guess. I just realized that from the media player, it's you don't hear the sound in the YouTube VOD, but I changed that now. I hope that's possible to change that mid-stream. I mean, so far there was not really much interesting sound effects, so it's fine. So this is where we got to. And woo! Waited basically for that moment. So in here you could make this with a rope. Yeah. Also things like that for the kids. This was the first folder. Now the second one. So at the end of this day, we are also then going up to this panorama street again in the evening at the sunset, what I said earlier. So this is coming up at this day, at the end. See you, Huan. Thanks for watching. That takes actually really long to get through that, but now come of course very interesting things. So first of all, Salam, back. So here, further up, now you see already how high that actually is over the ground, but it's full in a net. This is a shit photo. So, and then we actually went inside. We actually went into it. Also I had to wait a little bit, it was also a small queue, but then I went in with my GoPro, so you had no shoes here. Just with your feet you walked through that, and this is how it looked from inside. I mean, look at that, how beautiful that is. This is Austria here at the moment. And there are then such slides where you can slide into a different level. And it looks like this. Yeah, it looks like this. Would you do it? And then you come out there. Okay, that were the photos of the second folder. Now to the videos. Here was a small, yeah, extra way with some like moving bridges. Yeah. So, next video. Yeah, you see the queue. So now we are just on top of it. And now it went in. This was just the moment where we got in. This is then the exit.
Was ist 11:55 Uhr?
Bis 12:25 Uhr.
So, and there was not just one way, like there were multiple options what you could do. You have multiple slides here, for example, and I think also to the right. You have multiple exits to certain other parts where you could go. So, yeah. And this is the first time.
Doch, doch. Gehst raus, kannst. Ja.
Kannst! Ey, das tut ja weh am Ellbogen.
Birth Simulator. Yeah, the colors here were also really nice in some of these ways. Let's go a bit further. There's nothing special happening. Yeah, this is just beautiful, like this picture already. Yeah, you could also just relax inside. So 2 more videos from this folder.
Doch, stimmt, hier waren wir klar auch schon.
On the dialect you could hear where we really come from. Yeah, always these kids, no? First overtaking and then being full in the veil, arm left, arm right, not letting through. Yeah, typical. So, next one. Okay, starting again with the photos. So here another photo from inside this, then from, yeah, this looks of course great. And this is also a nice photo, I think. So, and then we were leaving it again. This was the thing where we were. And now we come to the photos from the evening. So after what you just seen, we went into this lake bathing. And then in the evening, we went here towards the panorama street at Villach again, because now we had the sunset. And now you can really see how the mountain range gets this reddish light, basically. And in the evening after this here, we went then into Villach, because then there was this water laser show. That's why I have from this day quite a lot. These are the steep cliffs that I was talking about. This is basically another panorama view here. You can see that. It is not a nice picture. Yeah. So I would say this one was the best. But we have done some more pictures, but not from these mountains when we're then full up. Right here, because all the clouds, the whole sky, everything had these nice colors now. So that is just like 10 minutes later, and we were then full up. But at 10 minutes later already the mountains didn't get the light anymore. No? But the sky. So you had then some interesting colors in the sky everywhere. For example, this photo here. So you had this strong contrast between these clouds and the yellowish, orange-ish background, and here the mix between the light blue, then a little bit of purple to gray, but then also again red, orange, yellow, and then of course the green underground from the earth. And I did quite a bunch of photos, but these were all the photos for now from this folder. Now we come to the videos. So again, starting here. This was a very long slide where the others struggled to get full down, but I managed to get until the end. So this is where we left, and there's one more thing, however, that we did at this family park in order to leave it, but only my sister and myself did that. And that is following. You see this? You basically sit down and then you glide along this pipe. And I of course filmed that, so here we go. The problem here was that I always turned around randomly. I couldn't really avoid that. You will see that later on this ride. That I'm looking suddenly into a direction I didn't really want to look here. If you get dizzy, then type 1. I mean, for such things I have to GoPro, of course, no? Also for go-kart driving, of course. So, and this is now the view again. Maybe on video it's even better, this case. Okay, let's move a little bit forwards. Ach yeah, and you stand here, by the way, on a platform, and there's multiple 100 meters under you, nothing. Forgot to say that. We are literally looking right there. I think this here is the border between Italy, Slovenia, and Austria. The 3 point of these 3 countries. Now, when we were up, the orange sky. I like this contrast there in the back, but also here, look at that. And then this color. Like you have it here everywhere. It's just so crazy. And because it's so crazy, I did now multiple more photos from this. Now we are on the last photo of the day. And of course, that changed all the time how the sky looks like, depending on how the angle of the sun is. Like here you could think there is a asteroid and it's like a fire trail behind or something. GoPro Hero Black 8 or 9. Yeah, I had now one issue with the camera that I messed up, and now I know it. The thing is, when you have certain darkness and then light in the darkness, then it is flimmering. I don't know, it's then not very good quality. The thing is, I have to change a certain setting in the camera, which I didn't do here yet. Hence the pictures from the city. I said already earlier that we will see Villach from night perspective as well. So in photo this was not that great. In video it still works, but in photo, yeah, it sadly looks like this. So that was a bit meh. Here you see then the laser show, water laser show. So basically here at the river there were things that were spelling out the water in different directions and then also in a rhythm. And this water fontaine that you had in the air got then yeah, blended with a laser. So you will see that in a moment. Let's it looked then like this, but there's more to it. You will see the video then. Now let's first of all go to the videos of the day. Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm Cam one user. Oh, 360 around of this sky. Yeah, but I see already here that the quality is actually not that good. In that moment when it gets a little bit darker. So definitely have to change that setting. Okay, you can also see it here actually. When I watched it earlier, not like on the big screen, I didn't see it that much. Still, it's much sharper than on the photo. I think this is how the city looked like. It's actually crazy. So now the bridge that I already showed at daytime, and here are the water fontaines. And we went to the other side of the river looking at them. And there was a show planned, hence there were a lot of people watching. Yeah, I showed already a glimpse of that, exactly. I showed already a glimpse, and I was also now, yeah, downloading the full video. Let me check if it's this one or not, or yes. No, it's just a part of it. Quickly have to check which one it is. I have the full video of... Oh wait, this is a short one that we just have. I also made small videos beforehand, before the real show started, but where they already showed some advertisement. It's a very interesting effect with that water fontaine and the laser from behind. So there's another small video. before it went live. But here they only use the middle. There comes more. So here checked into the left and into the right. Lots of people were there. Which one is it? Ah, here we have it. This is the full video. But I show you the first bit of it and then we move on to the last day. But just that you know what this laser show is about. I have the full video, I will show it at some point, maybe also as waiting phase on my stream. Could do it. You don't have... wait. You don't have sound? Isn't that... you don't have sound. What the fuck? Sometimes confusing. But yes, it was there earlier. Yeah, that is... well, I want to show it anyway later, because that's 24 minutes long. Now we go first to the last day. I don't know why that now made no sound. So, yeah, then let's go to the last day. Alright, so we were traveling back at home to Germany, but we made a stop. And we made a stop here, at a pretty high mountain range, very close to the largest mountain of Austria. And this is already very far up. Basically, this is the last lift to the ski area. Before that, there is actually a tunnel where some kind of train drives straight diagonal up into the mountain. And yeah, then we came up there, and now we went with a lift, and you have some nice pictures here. Now this is now the way up. You see, this is where we came basically with the tunnel. Here you have some small lakes everywhere. This is how it looks a bit further up. You have already some snow patches. You have this house where you can hike to eat something, but I think that was just earlier the case. At the moment it seems pretty closed. Like, didn't really look like someone can still eat there. And now we are full up, out of the lift. And yeah, here's still some ski track basically left. Otherwise it's very stony. And yeah, if we go then further into this direction, the lift is behind us. If we go into this direction, you see then this view. You can also just go downhill here for quite a while. And there was a lake. Also, naja, not really a lake, but this is next to the lift. Look at the color. Those are the photos. Now a few videos. I can explain again more to the view. So this is now again the lift up. Now we're on that side over the edge, and then we're above this house already. There are also huge water.
Ja, auf der Hauptstraße, ne? Den hatte ich nach Hause angefangen.
And that was all for free because of that camping part that they were advertising in the water laser games there. So Mülltaler Gletscher, if you wondered, it's the Mülltaler Gletscher. Here we are. So, here the lift. Here the ski track, and here then, as I said, the other view to those mountains. Yeah, then again turning the camera into this direction. Now it was much further. I walked a little bit downhill as well. Had to walk back up. Then we went next to where the lift ends onto the onto a plateau. (3,150 meters, if you wonder. Upsala. Yeah, that was the last video here. And now the last folder, guys. And then we're back in Garmisch, and Garmisch I showed in another stream, will be also uploaded on YouTube. So, more photos. Now from this perspective, now you know to which direction you look. Walking past this little lake, the lift is there. And then behind me, also in this picture behind me, is this. And then you have this nice view. I went then, of course, still a little bit further down to have this view. Everywhere there are some small lakes. Also here, here probably also one. No. So now we're again in the lift downhill, where you get another few other angles, like this one here. Now it's way more green, of course, here in this area, because another touch. And then we arrived. And this is when you drive down this tunnel, and then you're at the point where you can park your car. there's then also this waterfall here. Oh, and then we drove at home, made some photos out of the car with the dolomite, like the specific mountains at the border to Italy, or in Italy. You see these shapes here. And that's it. Yeah, you hear this. Interesting. No, you have sound. And I didn't do much. Mölltaler Gletscher. If you look here. Naja. Naja. So we are here. We went from here and drove to here. And then it is probably somewhere in this region. And there it is. This is how it looks in total winter. This is where we were. Oh, video's over. Yeah, turned around. Okay, next video. Make this a bit faster. This is basically the 360. Yo, Emlan. So here again the view, and I was then further down. More videos. And here the right back, again filming these mountains here on the side. And that's it. That were the holidays in Austria.